All of the sales courses, all of the self-help gurus, all of the get-rich-quick guys use the same few seminal sources, and one of them is right here. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I've been a professional magician for over 20 years, and I use the principles I found in this book to make my business just a little better every day. Each of these videos will be a short dive into the principles of the book, what I think of Dale's writing means for us in the 21st century, and how we can apply those principles to our magic businesses to be better business owners. The book is super easy to get, and you can even get an electronic copy from your library oftentimes for free, directly to your phone. So now that you got the book, let's dive in. First things first, this book is a product of its time. Some of the language is very old-fashioned and, shall we say, a bit airy. Ooh, Dale has not met a thing short that he couldn't say long. Then he tells the story of some bank robbers that is full of details that seem very hard to corroborate and, honestly, a bit salacious, I might add. Then he points out how everyone sees himself as a victim. Then he starts talking about criticism versus reward and punishment versus reward and how punishment doesn't produce positive results. Then he tells a story of some business heroes that it also seems incredibly hard to corroborate and how they used rewards and got everything they wanted. Finally, science shows up and he mentions Dr. Skinner, the psychologist, and he talks about a bunch of stuff we already know, like how people perform better if they're rewarded as opposed to being punished. But he points out when dealing with humans, we are dealing with creatures that are not logical. When dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic. We are dealing with creatures of emotion, creatures bristling with prejudices, and motivated by pride and vanity. This brings us to lesson number 2. What's in it for them? He mentions the word vanity, and vanity basically means liking themselves. And what's in it for them? As a business owner, you have to look at everything that leaves your office through the eyes of what's in it for your prospective client. And in your marketing and sales materials, you need to emphasize what's in it for them. Sell the benefits of your show, not the features. As soon as Dale Carnegie says people can be vain and prejudicial, he reminds us to be kind and be patient, and that it takes practice, and to practice being kind every day. He then shares a terrible poem called Father Forgets that we'll just skip over. And then out of almost nowhere, a very important sentence. Try to figure out why they do what they do. Empathy, which is lesson number 3. See through their eyes what's in it for them. Don't tell them how good of a magician you are. Tell them how great they'll feel during, before, and after the show. If you understand that they want the best magic show possible and they want you to be the best magician possible you can be, if you get that it's not you against them, then empathy is possible and we become better business owners. In the next video, we'll tackle chapter 2 of How to Win Friends and Influence People, which involves Freud and sex. Don't worry. We'll keep it all safe for work. If you want to find out what that's all about, subscribe and make sure you like this video too.